Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The Max Vest 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Vest is they follow the important money, the hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You're probably familiar with a pillow commercial that's everywhere. It's on TV. Now, wherever you put it, get the pillows, this new pillow that's out. You know what? You don't need a pillow good night's sleep. You make sure your investments are safe. That's where you get the good night's sleep. And that's what you get here at Phil's Gang with our technology. It's built in to show you when your stock is ready to fail, when your stock is ready to rally. That's right, it follows the money. You don't need a pillow, you need Phil's Gang. That's how you get a good night's sleep. You'll always know well in advance if the market's going to collapse or your stock. Join my gang, philsgang.com. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know the stock market goes up 72% of the time? Then why is it that the retail customer, 80% of them, have lost money? Because they don't know when to get out. And that's why I'm providing a product called my MV2 chart that solves that problem. It's always about when do I get out? That problem has been solved. Check it out, my MV2 chart. Don't miss it.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. they pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. Your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network with your host, Phil Grandy.
The stock market has gone up massively since the election. Everyone's saying, oh, the market will go down. I said, the market's not going down. The smart people know me. The business people know me. They know what I'm about. So the market went massively up. In fact, when I was elected, a lot of the really smart people went out and bought a lot of stock. And they've been rewarded. We approved the pipelines, but as I'm sitting there and looking at the approval, I said, where is this pipe made? These are massive pipes bigger than this room. And a lot of it is made in other countries, including China. And I said, you mean you can make pipe in China and other places far away, ship it to the United States on massive boats, put it on trucks and deliver it to the middle of the country, and we can't make it cheaper, right? I'm saying, what are we talking about here?
Right.
So I want the pipe to be manufactured with United States steel, and I also want it to be fabricated in the United States. So if we're doing these massive pipelines, I want workers in the United States to fabricate the pipe. Regulation has actually been horrible for big business, but it's been worse for small business. Plus, small business can't hire the kind of talent that the big businesses can hire, so it's really very unfair. Big business so often can afford compliance. It's unfair to small business. Small business has been treated very, very badly. As you people know better than anybody, it's almost impossible now to start a small business, and it's virtually impossible to expand your existing business because of regulations. Wow. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. There you have it. But, it's amazing to me. What he is doing is going to be so good for this country, but yet we get people complaining. Bill Maher, over the weekend, complaining. Are you kidding me? Listen to this.
This idea that Sean Spicer says that's what the president believes. Don't there have to be Republicans like Lindsey Graham, and as I mentioned, George Will, people who will stand up and say this is beyond partisanship. We just can't have a country ruled by what the president believes.
Oh, really? Oh, but it's okay for Obama, right? You never mentioned that.
But I'm also going to act on my own. I've got a pen to take executive actions where Congress won't. And I've got a telephone to rally folks around the country.
What a bunch of hypocrites. It's incredible. Incredible. I'm so sick of hearing about banned immigrants. Blowing up. Banned immigrants. This is a terrible thing. Wait a minute. What about when Obama did the same thing? He's barred huge groups of dangerous immigrants from coming into this country. 6 times. 6 times. But, they don't say anything about that, though, because, that's Obama. He's a liberal. This is just crazy. Obama instituted a ban on immigrants or non-immigrants. He did, covered by a larger United Nations travel ban. He also included those on economic sanctions lists. Most countries, guess what? Most countries were Muslim. Isn't that amazing? July 2011, he barred those under the UN travel ban, or who broke 29 executive orders. Who broke 29 executive orders covering transactions with terrorists. August 2012 banned anybody involved with war crimes or just about any other crime, including human rights violation. What about April 2012? He barred those helping Syria or Iran or involved in human rights abuses for those governments. What about May 2012? Another block on those helping Iran and Syria. How about 2014, April? Banned anyone knowing to threaten South Sudan. In March 6, 2014, he barred entry of those claiming government authority in the crimes region of Ukraine, presumably on behalf of Moscow. What a bunch of hypocrites. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. These liberals are just hypocrites. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. I don't even know if they know that. Robert Reich, a real staunch socialist, like Bill Maher, both of them. Now, Reich talked out of both sides of his mouth the other night. You can have an intelligent discussion with these people. It's crazy. Reich, he appeared on Anderson Cooper's show, and he said that the Trump rally, if Trump really cared about, if Trump really cared about jobs, he would keep Obama's overtime rule and would not eliminate Obamacare, which he knows makes no sense. Yeah, he kept saying, we got to have Obamacare. You can't tear down Obama. You can't eliminate. You can't change it. It's a perfect law. Really? Then later on in the show, after supporting Obamacare, he contradicts himself. Guess what he does? He starts bashing Obamacare. As did Bill Clinton, remember?
But the people that are getting killed in this deal are small business people and individuals who make just a little too much to get any of these subsidies. Why? Because they're not organized, they don't have any bargaining power with insurance companies, and they're getting whacked. So you've got this crazy system.
Crazy system. And Reich said the same thing. First he says, you need Obamacare. Then down the line he says, no, Obamacare's not any good. And also on that show that night, he was talking about wages. He said how Obama strengthened wages, how labor market was improving. And then later on the show he says, wages are terrible. Wages are terrible. They're stagnant, too stagnant. How can you have a conversation with liberals? You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's like putting a jackass in a thoroughbred race, having a conversation with a liberal.
If Donald Trump was really serious about good jobs in America, about strengthening workers' rights, about improving American wages, he would come out slugging in favor of labor unions, against a lot of the things that Republicans have been doing to destroy unions. He would be in favor of Obama's overtime rule, which he says he's going to rescind. He would be in favor of raising the minimum wage. He'd be in favor of basically keeping the Affordable Care Act. Most people in this country have not had a raise in 30 years. And yes, part of the problem has been globalization without any attention paid to helping people get new jobs that are good jobs. Part of the problem is we have an educational system that really doesn't work for a majority of Americans. We don't have good access to college. We have a healthcare system that is really silly. I mean, it's expensive.
I have a health system that's silly. But he just told us we have a great healthcare system, Obamacare. You can't reason with these people. They're nuts. They're absolutely nuts. Oh, boy. The stock market is down to 176 points today. Finally, the market is going to start, taking a rest. The stock market, we've had this huge rally, the 16% rally, ever since election night. Remember how the market was supposed to collapse if Trump became president? Wow, that didn't work out, did it, too well? Didn't work out for George Soros. He lost $1 billion. $1 billion shorting against Trump. He lost. It's amazing, isn't it? These people, they just talk out of both sides of their mouth, and thank God they're gone. Hey, we'll be right back after this break. 15 past the hour on Phil's Gang. We'll talk about some stocks you should be in.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. I'm limited with time, real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. Buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Would you like to know how to secure your financial future? At philsgang.com, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang staff teaches and coaches you to build a successful investing plan to achieve your goals. philsgang.com gives you instruction on how to find low-risk, high-potential investing opportunities in the stock market. If you're new to the stock market and want to master the basics of stock investing and learn how to invest in stocks with little risk, then philsgang.com is your place. Learn from their extensive collection of educational videos about investing strategies and the analysis of charting. Every weekday, philsgang.com hosts live market webinars. They post market updates throughout the day. They have working investor programs, and they provide financial updates throughout the day, and all material is archived. For only $39.95 a month, there is no other service like Phil's Gang offers. Start the new year off right. Secure your financial future with philsgang.com. Give them a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Phil Grandy is a career businessman who's also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
So, this executive order was mean-spirited and un-American. Senate Democrats are going to introduce legislation to overturn this and move it as quickly as we can. And I, as your senator from New York, will claw, scrap, and fight with every fiber of my being.
Oh, Chuck Schumer's crying. Really? What did Trump say?
I noticed Chuck Schumer yesterday with fake tears. I'm going to ask him who is his acting coach, because I know him very well. I don't see him as a crier. If he is, he's a different man. There's about a 5% chance that it was real, but I think they were fake tears.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? They'll do anything. Chuck Schumer cry. Let me tell you about Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer could go down the road with his car, hit a 12-week-old puppy. He would get out of the car, no emotion, take the puppy by a tail and throw it over the side of the road. Not even think a thing about it. He is one of the worst human beings in this country. Emotion from him? Are you kidding me? How funny. Yeah, this is so phony. All of this movement is so phony. It's like nobody ever banned anybody. Trump. It's amazing. The stock market. Let's talk about the stock market. Nobody's getting the stock market. There's 20,000. Everybody's been so excited about 20,000 a Dow. 20,000 a Dow. First, it's not sustainable. We're seeing the market go down 174 points today. It's not sustainable. Oh, by the way, yes, we got we have 7 of the. Remember, I said I do 25. We got 7 left charts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is round it off to 10 because 7's a little silly, and we'll finish these up today. Okay, the free charts. So let me give you the number: 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Because I was out one day last week. That's what happened. So we get 7. So I'm just going to bump it up to 10, and we'll get rid of these today. So for your free chart, your color-coded technology chart, 877-600-GANG. And I'm going to tell you the good thing about the color-coded technology chart. Let me tell you, the market is starting to drop. There's so much value to this chart. To give you an example, take CVS. Remember I told you most people got out of the stock market and never got back in because they got so upset with the fact they got just burned and nobody told them to get out in time. Because brokers don't tell you to get out in time.
You're fine. You don't pay attention to the value of your house every day. Don't pay attention to your portfolio every day.
Yeah, they don't want you to pay attention. Why? Because they want you to stay in, because they get paid on the amount of the fund. They don't get paid on the amount of money they make for you. So most people got burned badly. In the .com, the housing con, they got burned badly, and they're going to get burned badly in this market. This market is the biggest bubble in history. But as long as they continue to move the market up artificially, using stock buybacks, possibly another QE, do we care? Of course not. As long as it stays green, we'll stay long. But this comfort level where you can sleep is when it turns red. Take CVS. CVS is a great example. I have it up on my site. Go to philsgang.com. If you have a mobile device, you can see it. Perfect situation. The stock turned green on CVS at about, it was around November 14th. And then it turned red after it went up 10%. It turned red on January 25th. Now tell me something. If you got into a stock, into CVS in November, do you think a broker, your planner, or in your 401k, you would have got a message, hey, get out of CVS. We're up right now 10%, and the institutions are pulling money out. Do you think they would tell you to get out? Of course not. Because you got these kind of dopes that are telling you stay in. Isn't that amazing? So I said I'm going to design, especially when we had 62% of retail customers left the stock market, dropped to 42%. I said I'm going to do something about it. All they want to know is investors are happy as they don't lose money. Yeah, it's that simple. Investors are happy as long as they don't lose money. They'll stay with you for years, as long as they don't lose money. That's all they want. They don't want to lose money. And where they lose money is on the way out. On the way out. Well, that's not going to happen with you. So join the gang, Phil's gang. It's $39.95, and you get for 4 weeks the free chart. And at the end of the 4 weeks, if you don't like it, just get rid of it. That's all. Or if you enjoy it and you don't want to be a gang member, just keep the chart. It's a beautiful thing. Check it out. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Because now we have some real opportunities to make money when the market goes down. And remember, when it turns red, you just click a little button that just says sell short. So why not make money when it drops? Now, here's a good example. Listen to this.
A wall is going to get built. I don't know who's going to pay for it, to be honest with you, but it's going to get built, and Caterpillar is going to do the building. Stock up 30% this year.
Stock up 30%. Do you know we've been in this stock for over a year and a half now? Caterpillar? That's right. Over a year. So the stock just started to turn red today. So some poor sap is going to listen to these guys on Bulls and Bear and jump in. Stop listening to these people. Stop buying these newsletters. Anytime you buy these newsletters, and that's what these guys are on Bulls and Bear. They're just newsletter operators. That's all they do, newsletter operators. They're worthless. Newsletters are worthless because by the time you buy a stock of a newsletter, it's already in the pie. Give me an example. A good friend of mine, he said he wanted to buy Hertz. He thought it was a good deal because he read in his newsletter. I said, that's old information. And ever since he bought Hertz and another one, Avis, they went straight up. He couldn't believe they were going straight up. Going straight up. Because it's old information. When you follow the money on a chart, the money going, that's new information. See, that's the key. You have new information coming in. And that's the problem with your 401ks. They don't ever get you out in time. And if you have a 401k, at least with the chart, you'll know, hey, they're not going to call you and tell you get out of your 401k. But at least you'll know, hey, the market's ready to go down. I better do something to hedge it. And here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG, get your free chart. Wow, it's unbelievable what's going on. Hey, the market's down 173 points. We're going to take a look at some new stocks, and we're going to talk a lot more.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. You know, I'm limited with time, real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Would you like to know how to secure your financial future? At philsgang.com, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang staff teaches and coaches you to build a successful investing plan to achieve your goals. philsgang.com gives you instruction on how to find low-risk, high-potential investing opportunities in the stock market. If you're new to the stock market and want to master the basics of stock investing and learn how to invest in stocks with little risk, then philsgang.com is your place. Learn from their extensive collection of educational videos about investing strategies and the analysis of charting. Every weekday, philsgang.com hosts live market webinars. They post market updates throughout the day. They have working investor programs, and they provide financial updates throughout the day, and all material is archived. For only $39.95 a month, there is no other service like Phil's Gang offers. Start the new year off right. Secure your financial future with philsgang.com. Give them a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. If you're a Phil's Gang member or a fan of the Phil's Gang show, then you need the all-new Phil's Gang hat. Now available in a variety of colors and cool comfort styles for only $25. You can show your Phil's Gang pride with the stylish "Are You Nuts" hat or Phil's Gang logo hat. Don't wait. Go to philsgang.com and click on the shopping cart icon to order your hat today, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock, and during the day something happens, and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody, and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Anybody who puts money in my pocket is my friend. And Phil Grandy can do the same for you. Learn how to grow and invest your money. Here's Phil Grandy.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Mark's down 162 points. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Join the gang. There's a special now. Join the gang. It's only $39.95. With that, you'll get the free MV2 chart. $29.95 value. You get it for 4 weeks. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Remember, when you join the gang, you become a gang member, you get all the benefits. You get all the benefits. You get all the schooling. We have every morning from 9:30 until 11 o'clock, live classroom. It's all archived, so if you can't make it, it's archived. And every day in that classroom, our students will give us questions. They're in a stock. We tell, especially that, they're getting worried about something. It's live, and it's beautiful. And we all during the day, we're about helping the gang member. We have alerts all day long. We start out with coffee talk in the morning. So I go over the market, what I think is happening in Europe, how it's going to affect us here in the United States, how it's going to affect the opening. And then when the market opens, then we take our stocks that we're working with, we get them ready. And then at 9:30, we start working with our students on the stocks. And then at 11, we finish. And then from 11 until 3, we do alerts, we do updates. Then from 3 to 4, the radio show. Then after that, we do more alerts. We do market wrap. I mean, the service you get, nobody gets that kind of service for $39.95. Are you kidding me? Well, you get some stupid newsletter. These newsletters are ridiculous. And they're expensive. For $39.95, you're a gang member. You can use everything or as little as you want. As little as you want. So I want to take a look at one stock I think is going to be a great stock. A few weeks ago, we had GoPro. And GoPro, and this is a beautiful thing. If this was a gang member stock, which a lot of gang members have this stock, it turned red. It turned red on October 11th. It means the institutions are pulling their money out left and right. Pulling their money out. So that means that Vanguard, it means that Citibank, it means Dodge and Cox, Northern Trust, all the boys, the big boys, 9 biggest banks pulling their money out, hedge funds pulling their money out, and so it turned red. All you had to do is just go to this little button, click on it, it says sell short. So you don't have to know anything about GoPro. Nothing. Nothing about the company. I don't know anything about the company. You don't have to know anything about the company. And then it turned green after it went down. You know what? It went down 42%. 42%. But that's not the most important thing about the MV2. It turned green again. It turned green again on December 15th. And it turned green at around $8.54. Today, it's at $10.68. It's still green. What a beautiful thing. So that means we're up over 22%. 22%, depending on where you got in. But here's the key. Anybody can buy a stock, and the stocks go up because 72% of the time stocks go up. But the key is to get out in time. That's the key. You can sleep at night, get out in time. So when it turns red, we'll be ahead. We'll be ahead of it. We're not going to all of a sudden the stock starts dropping. The worst thing is you don't know when to get out of your stock. You have no clue when to get out. And you're depending on these idiots on Wall Street, and these planners, and these people that don't care about you. They don't care. Now you're self-sufficient. You put on the chart, says red, hey, I'm getting out. In fact, I'm going to make extra money. I'm going to push this little button that says sell short. So as it goes down, I'm making money. So GoPro has been a beautiful stock. Still has a lot more to go. And it's just a beautiful thing. It works. Okay, so here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. As I said, we're finishing up. We don't even have 10 now, about 5 now. So just call and set aside. 877-600-GANG. Remember, you got to join a gang to get the chart free for 4 weeks. All right, let's continue what's going on here. So the market, we're talking about how crazy, okay? Bill Maher, I'm listening to him. He's nuts. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
How can we have Trump cited today massive tax cuts, big military buildup, and giant infrastructure spending? How can we have this add up? And I thought adding up was your thing. You keep acting like
what an idiot. What an idiot. You got to grow the economy. You got to grow. If you grow the economy with infrastructure, you put jobs in, you put, remember, we just got the Keystone Pipeline back up. You're going to cut all kinds of regulations. Regulations are a killer. Small businesses are getting killed with regulations. I mean, the regulations on small business like mine are incredible. Just go try to get a sign. Try to get a sign. It's like a 4-month deal here in Sarasota, Florida, just to get a stupid sign. They love, you know why they love all kinds of regulations and why they put so many regulations on, especially in federal government? So they can give jobs. It's an excuse to create jobs, government jobs, big government jobs. That's all it is. It's stupid. It's really stupid. So our economy right now, we should be supporting Trump. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. 8 years. You're not going to give Bill Maher, Robert Reich, they won't give him a chance. You know what? They will never agree with anything Trump does that's good. It could be the best thing in the world. He could have a miracle. He could create a miracle. And they'd find fault with it. Yeah, under 8 years of Obama corruption and his corrupt cronyism and failed economic policies, our economy is on the brink of financial collapse, and that is going to be a beautiful thing. Because when it collapses, you're not going to have to be scared this time. When it collapses, that means you're going to be right there, and you're going to make money as it goes down, being a gang member. But after 8 years of Obama-nomic, and redistribution of wealth, a third of the country now relies, think about this, a third of the country now relies on handouts. That's nearly 50 million people on food stamps, 10 million people on disability. And oh, by the way, 10 million people, only about 25% of the people on disability checks should get those checks. The rest are all fraud. And millions more are taking drugs prescribed for depression. This is what he left us with. Oh, but they don't say anything about that. Meanwhile, 1/3 of workers have nothing stashed away for retirement. How could they? They're working part-time. They got lousy wages. The middle class America is vanishing right into thin air as wages continue to be stagnant. And we have no savings. Savings are plunging. People don't have enough money. There's not enough. After you pay all your bills, there's not enough money to save. And the country, the middle class is built on savings. You got to have a savings. It's all about the middle class. But the middle class has been wiped out. Wiped out. See, people have lost confidence in the dollar. Investors have lost confidence in the dollar because the government doesn't pay its debt. When the government doesn't pay its debt and just keeps borrowing and paying on the interest, paying $247 billion a year in interest, $247 billion. Now it's going to go up to $377 billion in interest. Well, guess what? People lose confidence in the dollar. Now, we love that because when the dollar goes down, gold goes up, and you're going to start seeing gold go through the roof again, especially mining stocks. All you have to do is put up on your chart NUGT. That's a great mining stock, NUGT. Okay, and that has gone since it turned green. It turned green at about it turned green in December 27th at about $6.55, and today it's at $10.18. I mean, what a beautiful thing. Because that's a 55% increase, 55% gain. All you had to do is, when it turned green, buy it. You didn't have to know anything about it. What do you have to know about it? It's just like there's a company called E&B. Everybody wants to buy E&B now. E&B is a construction company. They're involved with oil pipelines. What, you're going to read everything up on this company? We're going to find out what the corporation is making for money and what the CEOs are making. We don't need to know any of that. We'll be right back. Take a look at E&B, Enbridge.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. You know, I'm limited with time, real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The Max Best 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Best is they follow the important money. The hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to Phil's Gang Radio Show. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, let me give you the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG, so you can pick up your free MV2 color-coded chart. You have to be a gang member, $39.95, that's all. And you get the free chart, which is $29.95. You get it for 4 weeks. You'll love it. It's a great value. It tells you when to get in, when to get out. It's not a joke. Take, for example, Sears. You hear all this noise about Sears, and they're going to empty their stores, and you don't need to know all about that. You don't need to know anything about Sears. What do you need to know about Sears? I mean, it's ridiculous. People go through what do you need, the trailing PE on Sears? Do you need to price the book, the price the sales? Do you need to know any of that? You need to know the forward PE or the trailing PE or the market cap. You need to know any of that. How about management effectiveness? Should you figure that out? What returns are getting on assets, return they're getting on equity? See, this is what they tell you they tell you and convince you for years and years and years. You need these guys these crooks to tell you whether to buy a stock or not because you're too stupid. Yeah, and think about that. You're being told by some of the biggest crooks, by some of the biggest dummies, to buy a stock. And you know why they're telling you to buy a stock? Because their boss in the morning said, we got to unload this stock. I will give you a bonus. Whoever sells 500,000 shares first, I'll give you a night on the town. They're not in there to try to help you. They're in there to try to help themselves. When are you going to figure that out? Then you get out of the best thing in the world, the stock market, because you lost money. Why? Because you lost money because you didn't know when to get out, because you really thought these guys were going to get you out. You really thought they would.
What's a financial advisor?
That is a term that means almost nothing. It is somebody who might be a financial planner, or it could be a broker who is really a salesperson.
That's all they are, salespeople. So I don't need to know about when they start talking about shares, all this crap. So all I do is I go to my chart, I put up SHLD. Now, it turned red. Look at this. This is a beautiful thing. It was green, and then all of a sudden it starts turning red, and you can make money when stocks go down. You've got to get in a position to make money when stocks go down. Instead of being fearful, get in that position and make money when the stock goes down. It's not hard. So SHLD, it started to turn red on January 24th. It opened up at 937, and today the stock is at $6.36. Now, that's a beautiful thing. So Shield drops, think about it, 31%. 31%. That's a 31% return, even if you got in late. But you didn't need to know about the company. You didn't need to know about the company. You didn't need to know about the return on assets, did you? No. No, you didn't need to know any of that. Didn't know anything about the financials. Look, the holders of the stock, the big boys, okay? That's all you need to know. The big institutions like State Street Corporation, Vanguard, BlackRock, the big boys, when are they getting in and when are they getting out? Doesn't that make sense? That's what you need to know. You don't need anything else about that stock. When's Vanguard getting out? When's Fidelity getting out? When's BlackRock getting out? So you put it on your chart, bang, right, here's the day. It turned red. So you can sleep at night. So you're making money in a stock. You don't have to worry anymore. That, when should I get out? I better call somebody. Those days are gone with the technology we have today. Just try it for 4 weeks. You'll see it's there. It really gets me with these companies. When they come on TV, they tell you they know everything about the company. Kramer come in and tell you everything about who cares? Who cares about the news? I don't care about the news of the company, do you? Who cares? We don't need to know any of that. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Okay. So they all miss Obama. They hate Trump. And Trump has done more in a week than Obama's done in 8 years. But let's tell the truth. More than 50% of Americans can't afford to save for retirement. And they live from paycheck to paycheck. Another 58% of workers have no pension. No pension. So you have no savings, no pension. That's more than half of the workers. None. Another 60% of workers have less than $25,000 in either savings or investment. They'll never be able to retire. You'll always be on Social Security when you have a mechanism called the stock market that will help you. But you're scared to death of the stock market because you don't trust you, and I don't blame you. You don't trust it. I don't blame you. But if something can tell you to get out, or even better, take the stock, take Shield or Sears. On December 28th, it was red. And it was at 802. And guess what? On December 30th, it was still red at 949. On January 4th, it was still red. So wait a minute. Here's what it does for you. Even as it goes up and you have Kramer and these people telling you to buy, you know, and putting it on your chart, what do you mean buy? It's red. It's red. On the way up, it's telling you, why is it red on the way up? Because it tells you there's not enough money going into the stock to sustain its rally. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So you don't make a mistake getting in. We have a stock, E&B. Now, this is the hot stock because E&B is supposed to be the big guy. Okay, this is the guy that builds all with the pipeline, with Keystone Pipeline. So everybody jumped in last week. Everybody jumped in last week. It went from $42.64 straight up to $44. Well, guess what? Guess what? They were wrong. It turned red. So it started to go up 3%. People are still in the stock, and they have no idea that the institutions are taking their money out. Northern Trust taking their money out. Bank of New York's taking their money out. J.P. Morgan's taking their money out, and they have no clue. All they know is, all the hype from all the people on TV. E&B, it's a great construction company. It's going to be doing all the building of the pipeline. So people jumped in like crazy. But see, now you're out. Now you're out. Isn't that nice? You wake up in the morning and it's red. It says get out. Everybody else is still in. But you know what? You want to still make money? Just turn around, click on a little button that says sell short. Short. It's so simple. Here's the number. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-GANG. Get it free. So we have, think about this. Under Obama, disposable incomes have shrank, meaning after you pay all your payments on everything, there's very little money left to go shopping. Retail sales have collapsed. Look at Sears, look at Lowe's, look at Kmart, look at Macy's, look at JP, all laying people off. Oh, but we're at 20,000. We're at 20,000. Not only have we had a decline in the retail sector, but industrial production. Industrial production. We're not producing. Therefore, we don't have any production in our labor. So companies are not investing. They're not buying new equipment. Why would they when they don't see any industrial production? Why? It just drives you crazy. After 8 years of Obama's policy, 75% of the people don't trust the banks. 86% disapprove of Congress. And 78% saying, let's have term limits. 50% of Americans think today's youth is far worse off than their parents than they are. But you don't have to be negative about it. I can sit here all day long, just take 5 stocks, and that's what we tell our gang. Just take 5 stocks, pull them out of the Dow 30, the 5 stocks, and follow those same stocks every day, especially if you're busy. Wait till it turns green, and then you buy. And when it turns red, you get out. What is more simple than that? I know it sounds too simple. I'm not here guaranteeing you're going to get rich. I'm not guaranteeing that. All I'm guaranteeing is at least you have peace of mind when you buy a stock. You'll know when to get out. That's the peace of mind. We have the highest national debt ever, but the stock market went up 20%. All fake. Consumer debt, the highest consumer debt ever, $60 trillion. While we have the lowest labor participation rate, people getting a job, the lowest in history. Credit card delinquencies are the highest since 2012. Auto sales. The debt on auto sales are going through the roof. And by the way, they're not sales, they're leases. Look at the student loans. Look at the delinquency in student loans. 40% of all student loans are delinquent. But boy, Dow's at 20,000. Don't ever think that the Dow or the stock market represents how well the economy is doing. It has nothing to do with the economy. Join my gang. 877-600-GANG right now. I don't know how many we got left. Just call 877-600-GANG. Get your free chart. Your free chart. We'll see you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You're probably familiar with a pillow commercial that's